I didn't try to live every other person's life, because I know that the life I have is a separated life. And this is the time God is separating people. If you look at Matthew chapter 24, Matthew chapter 24, the Bible says that two women will be grinding, they'll be grinding wheat, and one will be taken, and another one will be left. That is what I mean by separation. If you look at 40, go ahead. Matthew chapter 20, oh, the day is blessed. Matthew chapter 24, verse number 40 and 41. He said, then shall two
in the field,
be in the field,
one
shall be taken and the other left. That is separation. Do you know why one was taken? Let me tell you a secret. The one that was taken knew that she was different from the one that was left. So because she understands season, she aligned to the program of God for the season. So when the season came, she was not surprised. She aligned herself to the life of the season. Why some people are giving fake prophecy about this season is because they don't want to align to the life of the season. Because there is a borrowing, so much of satanic borrowing from the past. They don't want to finish with something which end has come. It's a painful thing that some people, some things has ended in their life, but they don't want to end it because they are under attack. I said some things has already, God have willingly ended some things in their life, but that thing God ended, they are keeping those things alive by their own. But this is something God took away from them and killed it. They are trying to revive something that God killed because they are carnal. Instead of running to the place of Canaan land, like in the days of Noah, Lot and his wife, they get busy looking back to something. Excuse me, you don't know how stupidity and how carnal it is for Lot, for the wife of Lot, to look back into a city that fire is burning. This particular city, this girl looked back to see, is a city that a destroyer has destroyed. And yet, because she's vain and empty, she wants to turn back to something that is already destroyed by God. That is how some believers, they cannot keep steadfast on looking forward. They will always look for something that is already destroyed. It can be a lifestyle. God is telling you, finish with this. While you are moving forward, you're still looking back to that lifestyle. Something that God took away from you and consumed it. And you're feeling the smell of the flame as you're running. Instead of focusing on where you're going, you start going back to something that has caught fire already. What a shame. What a shame for a lost wife. And then the Bible said normally, she didn't continue that journey. She turned into a pillar of fire. A lot of people are turning into pillar of salt. They say, before I meet Shepherd, I know how we used to do it in my former church. I just say, your pastor is dead. Excuse me. That married man with 7 children is a dead man. You want to compare a married man with a eunuch? And you're telling me how a married man is pastoring his wife? Married men, did they tell you the truth? Something is called blatant and rugged, merciless, brutal truth. Those who are convert conscious don't say the truth. Because criminals in their church will left. I say criminals in their church will leave. The criminals that are giving them plenty money. Those who are stealing money from government and be giving them, they will go. I don't know whether you're hearing me. But those churches will dissolve. It's a matter of time. Because this is an irregular time. If you look at 25 of the book of Matthew, the Bible says God will separate sheep from tares. Matthew chapter 25, 31. Please quickly. Separation. Excuse me, 10 beautiful girls. 10 beautiful girls that were virgin wanted to meet a bridegroom. And they were in the same platform until the coming of the bridegroom delayed, and the lamp of 5 went off. That is separation. No, before their lamp went off, they were the same. There will always be a time we will look like the same. But the time we will look like the same cannot separate the time when we will be tried. When Israel came out of the land of Egypt, 3 million people came out. 3 million people did what? But by the time they were about to enter, only 2 people were remaining. That is separation. I said there were about 3 million that came. Men. You know, when you're counting, don't count children and women. Women can be any number. Children can be any number because they are vulnerable. Don't count them. You don't count their heads. One man there can marry 7 wives. So we are not there counting women. We are counting 3 million men came out. Situation killed them in the wilderness. That is why you don't trifle with the way you are. When God wants to bless you, 2 things will happen. You understand yourself. You understand why you are born. You understand time. And then you conform. There are some things God will ask you to do. He might not tell you the reason. Do it first. No, he might not tell you the reason immediately. But if you're used to voice, you will do it. If you're used to the voice of the master, you will do it without asking him why he's telling you. I want to read one more scripture, then I'll go on. He said in Matthew chapter 25, 31, quickly, he said, and the Son of Man shall come in glory, and all the holy angels with him, and then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. 32.
And before him shall be gathered all nations,
and he shall separate them from one another,
as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goat.
Yeah, I said he will separate. Let me tell you what something that helped me very early. Very early in my life, I know that God separates people. So I don't trifle with my peculiarity. I said, I don't trifle. No, because if I trifle with that, I will deny my God. When you trifle with something that made you peculiar, you will deny your God. Your God appears in your peculiarity. He wears your peculiar face. So you cannot, if you have God, you can't be like any other person. Because whatever that makes you peculiar is what represents your God. And it is what connects you. That is what connects you to God and other people who want to. If we are all the same, we will not desire ourselves. I say, if we are all, I say, we will not. No. If you see 2 people who are getting along, it is because they are like themselves. Am I saying something? Am I saying something? Am I saying something? Am I saying something? God compared people with comparison is allowed. Jesus compared himself with John. Out of all the men born of women, John is the greatest. But in my kingdom, the least in my kingdom is greater than John. That's comparison. So you can know yourself by knowing people. Why not? The moment that you know yourself, you start knowing people. It's a wonderful thing for you to know that this is who you are. And you must not lose your life. There is something I shared with him. When men, what happened? Kennedy, can you bring it? I'm there now. What happened when men put on the face of God? I say, anytime God is called, a man must answer for him. I say, anytime God is called, a man must answer for him. Now, any man that acts, that function for God, that deputize for God, should be treated as God. God cannot accomplish much on earth except he puts on human face. So it is a privilege for a man to be on earth, and that man is wearing God's face. That is when you call God, a man appear in his place. It is by that command that we bear tithe. It happened in 14 of Genesis that when Abraham came back from battle, on the way he met Melchizedek. The Bible said in 7 of Hebrews, he was like the son of God. So Abraham gave him tithe. Why will Melchizedek not collect tithe when he has the face of God? Did Abraham need to beg him, or does he need to beg after wearing God's face? And can I say something to you that will help you? The Bible said he blessed. When people wear the face of God, they receive ability to bless. I want to show you Genesis chapter 14 about Genesis chapter 14 verse